All right. Welcome, everybody. So,
Oh my god, this is so weird. I can't see. I'm used to seeing my FaceTime, so I'm not used to just seeing a screen.
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
I had to unmute myself. I had to mute myself.
oh
There we
wait,
go.
do not disturb is already on. Okay,
That was
cool.
all me.
Okay, hold on a sec. And now 301
Hi, Tanguy and Timo. And
and
Tim. We got this.
yep.
Yes!
All right, all set up. So, hi everybody. Welcome to season 3. We thought we'd do something special just for this. I mean, not really though. Do you want to tell everybody why you are here in California, where I'm realizing it's hot and I didn't turn on the AC.
It is
Sorry.
rather warm. Welcome to California. I've already got a sunburn from like 10 minutes in the sun. This is what happens. But yeah, I'm in California because one of my best friends is going to be meeting me out here later today. And we're going on a week-long California road trip through national parks. And so I'm very excited. And that means this stream, and I'll go ahead and, next stream as well. It's not going to be a surprise anymore because you've seen me here once. But next stream I will be here as well.
Yep. All right, so you go ahead and entertain everybody. I'm going to go ahead and close the doors and turn on the AC because, I mean, there's total cloud cover and it's not bright outside, but it's still pretty hot. So I'm gonna take care of that. I will be right back.
Leaving me to...
Yeah, don't do anything that I wouldn't do.
Oh, so in other words, don't randomly start a completely different thing?
Yeah.
Season 3. All right, so I people in the comments... Oh, and thank you. I will enjoy the trip. People in the comments are already hinting. If you're a patron, you probably have already figured out what language we're going to be working on today. And many people are already making comments like that. And thank you, Kobe. I am so excited. It's going to be amazing. And hopefully next time you see me, I won't be even more sunburned. I'm taking lots of precautions because... my skin is super fair.
Yeah, so what's it like? Tell everybody what it's like to be in a state that's actually good.
Anyway, I love Missouri. Colorado's awesome. And so...
Do you love Missouri? Show me.
Okay, so for people who don't know, Missouri's nickname, so all the United States have nicknames, right? Like why? I don't know. Why? Mm-hmm. Why do we give them nicknames? Tennessee's the volunteer state, which I find really funny for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, Missouri is the show me state. And so, like, literally it's a thing. Like whenever you say something, someone else will be like, I'm from Missouri. Show me.
Kobe says, David, be careful. She's in swiping distance today. This is true.
That is true. Oh my gosh. That, in miles, you're right. Right. Midwest is best.
At barbecue. I'll give it that.
And Mateus also said that I can punch you now when you deserve it.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I know.
I believe that is a very important thing to remember. So
oh, he said punch. I read pinch. I'm wearing my glasses too. But yeah, no, punch, that works. California is, of course, the golden state because we kind of, just have the best of everything. So, I mean...
Or because of the gold rush, which really Alaska, I think, had way more gold.
Yeah.
For the people who made it up there.
Yeah, but, ours was shinier.
Shinier gold. Right.
Bonjour, Ragdoll. Ça va? I always forget French, like the things that you're supposed to say in French. Pushing was French in this language.
Okay.
All right.
So, welcome, Megan. Glad you're here.
Woo! Hey, Megan!
And yeah, Tanguy, I also sense there may be some pushing or... Yes.
That's true.
We can, and I'm glad you have Copico, because I sure did not bring mine.
Oh yeah, we got it. Hey, hello to new patron Alk. Good to see you.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, do we want to just go ahead and say what the final results of the poll were?
Yeah. And again, people are already, and hey, Graham, people are already figuring it out. And so, California does have the best wildfires and earthquakes. Yeah, that's what it's best at.
Oh yeah, like an earthquake once every 3 years that does no damage. We love it.
They have done damage. Okay. So it's really, I don't think, a surprise to anyone. Dogs were in last place. Poor dogs. Like, the next time around, I'm going to be really, really repping the dogs.
Yeah. And, of course, my favorite will be last.
It should be. Come on, guys. We got to make this happen.
True.
The cat should be last.
Okay.
Dogs can be next, as long as the patrons vote that way. But with 49% of the votes, so almost half of our patrons really, really want to do mice next. And so we are doing a mouse language for season 3.
Yep. So as a small reminder, the mice have this bizarrely hierarchical society where their idea is, like for example, just talking about systems of government, it's like, well, if one system of government is so-so, then logically 7 systems of government working together are logically the best government, and that's basically how their entire society works. They just add a whole bunch of stuff.
It sounds like academia.
Yeah, it really is. And
if one committee's good, 7 committees are better.
And then each of them can have 4 subcommittees reporting to them. You're really getting into the spirit of the mice.
And then, of course, there's a committee. We literally have a committee that their goal is they are the committee that assesses the committee that completes the assessment.
Yes.
We literally have that. And
That's
so,
amazing.
yes, I am...
Let me borrow this. Sorry.
Yeah, reaching across.
I'll keep it over here.
But yeah, I'm down for understanding how the mice work. I just need to channel academic thinking.
Yeah. So the mice, like they were the most technologically advanced of the 5 animal species, and so they're the ones that created because they're small of stature, right? They created the little like walking workable mechs, and so they use them in battle. So you imagine like a big, robot monster and then a tiny little mouse on top, running the controls. That's them. And I'm
gonna stop you there for a second. Anime fan, yes, we are indeed in the same room. That would otherwise be like the best green screen trick ever. No, we're not.
Yeah.
But no, we are. I do like, Miles, I'm glad that you can bring some of your political system knowledge into this. And Jonathan says if 1 affix is good, 7 are better.
Did you, just got to double check that I didn't hear wrong there. Did you just say affix?
Yes, I did.
As if it was just like aphid, but with a x on the end?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that like 100% the way you say that? Like,
it depends on my mood. Sometimes it comes out as affix, sometimes it comes out as affix.
Okay, so sometimes it comes out correctly and sometimes it comes out incorrectly.
Sometimes it comes out in more fun ways.
I see. By the way, how do you spell assuage? How do you spell it? Actually, no. I'm sitting on a different chair because the chair that I have is just of unacceptable girth. It wouldn't work for this, so we're just sitting on these 2 basic chairs. It doesn't look. It doesn't. It's like sitting on my chair when it's broken. It doesn't.
So he's going to be in a good mood the whole stream.
Yeah. Especially when it comes time. Especially when it comes time for thinking. That's when I really want it.
I can't wait to see you flip over backwards in your chair. Could you lean back?
If I do, I'm taking you with me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and also Tangi is right. Yeah, the Jessie accent shaming is starting early today.
Look, it's the beginning of the season. I need people to know what's up. All right.
Jonathan, that's very kind of you to think that I would catch David if he started to fall backwards, but
No.
it depends on how much he's been razzing me.
No.
I may actually push to make sure he falls.
I mean, you can try, but like I said, no. I can easily grab this. We will both collapse.
Nothing.
Everything.
I won't hit my head on anything. We're good.
So we're good. So when that happens, yeah, it'll just be everything else that goes offline. We'll be fine.
Great.
Yeah. Anyway, but if you want, out of fairness, I can just like dial up my California accent, and then we can make fun of that. So like I could just like totally talk like this, and then just like we can just like really like we can really kind of like lean into that, and then like I can just be like totally what I'm saying, like, and we can just totally do like that. You know what I mean?
If that's what you feel,
okay.
If that's what's in your heart,
yeah, like I totally get that. All right, cool.
Then I think you should do it.
Right on. Okay.
Because I think that different accents are diverse and beautiful, and it's okay to say things in different ways. And so if that's what you're feeling, go with it.
All right.
Miles, the antitrust fall. That would be what the chair fall would be. Oh my gosh. Upgraded to Valley Girl. That's right, Noelle.
Yeah, we can all do it. I mean, it's us. And I'm from OC. That's what we do. That's what we do. I will also note, and I want everybody else to note, that I said I am from OC, not from the OC. God, that show. Just absolutely.
Dark Horse suggests that maybe in this language your name can mean to razzle.
And your name can mean to dazzle.
Woo! I do sparkle.
See what I'm saying? That's how I thought all Americans speak until recently, because American culture is Southern Californian culture. That's what the rest of the world knows. This is America.
Anyway. So sorry, I keep looking down, by the way, because that's where my laptop is, and so I guess this time I'm going to see what the top of my head looks like in the stream.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah. So now I can find that out. Okay.
Vermont? Mateus considers Vermont the epitome of the U.S. How many of you who are not from the U.S. even heard of Vermont? Come on. Vermont.
Noelle doesn't hear the difference.
Oh, okay.
That's... I totally get that. Like, there are many languages where people are like, oh, that accent is so different, and I hear it, and I'm like, really? That happens. In Anime Fan, the visitor is really just me being in the same room as David. That was the exciting announcement.
Yep.
If you know what, me too, Applesauce Project. If yeah, Texas is the epitome of Texas. You got that right. But yeah, if I develop a lag in this particular episode, that will be a trick. Okay, but
Ooh. I mean, it's the best we got. But anyway, yeah, right. So we're supposed to do stuff, right?
We are, I think, ready to talk sounds.
Yes.
Maybe?
Yes. Okay.
Because, I mean, that's where we should start, right?
Yeah, and by the way, I'm going to point out that this time around, my name is first on the document. And so I am mouse language boss this time. And so there will be none of this, foofara that we had with the opossum language.
But see, we should, like, every time change it a little bit. And do that. There you go. You're going to have to scroll to your page.
True enough. All right, let's see what you did.
So, like, we could have some fun with it every time.
Oh boy, and if we want to just stick with the theme here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hang on.
Then I would be Jessie Dams.
That's right. and your fan group could be called
The Damsels.
Or the Dam Fam.
Oh.
Hashtag Dam Fam.
That would be really funny. Okay, so that is really what we need to do.
Yeah, and we'll absolutely have some central vowels that are not going to survive to the end of the language. So,
Magpie said Desi Decifras Dams. That's right, doing it. So
Damsels is pretty good though.
And I guess just to acknowledge, I do see, Dark Horse, that you're saying there was a suggestion in Discord of preserving old spellings.
Be right back.
Even as pronunciation changes, which I think is really what we've done a lot anyway, but Alistair, nice. I think he can still hear me. 20 seconds into the language and the document is already cursed. That is great. Tanguy wants the damn central vowels. Yeah, I don't know if he can hear me anymore. But we will get there. Oh yeah, Jonathan, you're right. Dee Dee and Jeff, that was exciting. In Applesauce Project, I think you're right. We had, I believe, mentioned the possibility of tone for this language.
We did, yeah.
And so we'll see if that still happens.
Yeah, I'll have to think about it. We'll see how difficult it gets. All right, I'm gonna try to see what I can do to Roman and its letter everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna put that there, and then I can move this here because the mouse doesn't need to be there. It can be anywhere.
The mouse, the one we're gonna create a language for.
Oh, that's right. It'll be able to speak by the end of this season. That's him.
Oh, is that?
Hmm?
Wow, is that how the mice are going to speak?
That's how he speaks right now because he can't say anything.
Gotcha.
See? Anyway, okay, so
Tanguy says we need a Jessie takeover spin-off channel where basically Jessie's in charge and David has to suffer.
I like that. I like that idea.
Oh, and people, I know a lot of people have said adjectives.
Yeah.
And so
yeah. There was a suggestion on the Discord that we essentially have adjective plain and aspirated. I don't know if I want to go that far.
I'm really hoping we don't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good enough for me then, because of course, again, this is to support a board game, and we want people to be able to pronounce it. And the thing is, if you end up spelling things like ph, th, and kh, people are going to assume how those things are pronounced, and they're going to assume wrong.
And that's always great. David loves it when people assume the wrong things about languages he's created.
I know. God, it makes me so mad. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Let's start with place of articulation.
Mm-hmm.
You can eliminate one and I'll add it back.
This is what happens.
Yeah. No, but actually...
in a David Jeterson language.
So, actually, though, one thing that we kind of did want to do this time was... perhaps you might look at the opossum language and say it maybe was slightly difficult to pronounce for some people. And so one of the hopes was this time around this language would be easier for certain co-hosts to pronounce.
And we know my adjective game is actually really sad.
Yeah. Well, you can do it.
Sometimes I accidentally make an adjective, and that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never purposefully done it well.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's just start with place of articulation. Anything you want to eliminate?
So I am actually thinking, just in terms of mice and how they look and how they sound to me, I'm thinking about eliminating...
Let's Google the mouse so everybody can see what it looks like. Okay. There we go.
I want to eliminate the glottals.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
This language with adjectives is not going to have a glottal column.
I never said I wanted adjectives.
Wow. Okay.
So you can add it back, because if we have adjectives, yes, it makes more sense to do a glottal stop. If we don't have adjectives, then... So you said eliminate one that you'll bring back. So there you go.
No, but this is kind of interesting, which is, it's a controversial choice right off the bat. Probably going to alienate half of our audience. Jonathan is already checked out. This season is done for him. And you know me, I like to stir the pot. So Gone. Gone. Wow.
It's the only
Ah,
time.
dongi. So, there we go.
Oh, don't worry, Alk. I would also eliminate uvulars.
Ooh, all right. Because I was going to say, right now what we're looking at is something like a Caucasian language, right? Because I don't think they have a lot of glottals, yeah?
Right.
Mm.
Well, I also, to me, the way I hear mice, and I've heard a lot of them, it sounds all very forward. Like their sounds sound very... like they would be produced with the front of their mouth. And I get that their vocal system is going to change with the magic stuff. But like at the same time...
This is gonna be what I want. No, keep going, keep going.
At the same time, I just associate them with more front sounds.
However, unlike humans, mice do not exhibit a uvula. So, gone.
And now I like what we have left.
All right.
Okay.
All right. What do you think about distinguishing dental and alveolar?
I feel like we need to do it in at least one of 5 languages.
Okay. I can see that. Sound like they have many affricates to me. Georgian does have ejectives, absolutely. They just don't have glottal consonants.
So there we go. We can still have ejectives.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Wow. Please know I was not doing that to go against you. Someday, yes.
This just means, let's see, half of the window. Let's take a look. Okay.
Is the Pages document a little bit like...
Yeah.
Okay, Noel, I can see that the uvular trill could happen for dogs.
Let's do that. Okay.
And Yaha is saying that key sounds like a very mousy syllable, and I agree.
Oh, I agree too.
There's something good to that. Okay, so Wikipedia says that Georgian has an H but not a glottal stop.
Okay, I thought, yeah, that's right. Okay. Can we have no rounded vowel?
No, because that's what we did for
just
possums. We just did that. We're gonna keep that. We'll worry about what those cats and dogs have later.
Okay, so let's keep the columns for now and return to it. How about let's start with something easy.
Okay, Mateus, I've taken note, and I am jotting down a note. He's requesting that podcast episodes be linked to in Discord, so that way people remember to listen to them.
Got it. Good idea. Okay. All right. So let's make one decision. I think this will be the easiest decision that we can make off the bat. Do we want nasals? Do we just want 2 of them, or do we want them in every place of articulation?
I'm so sorry. I was making a note. Can you repeat?
Okay, do we want 2 nasals, or do we want nasals at every place of articulation?
Okay, so
phonemes.
Phonemes, right. And I think in our other 2 languages, we've only had M and N, right, as phonemes, and everything else through historical changes came up.
Yes, that is
I
so.
say let's be strong here and have some nasals.
All the nasals. Nice. Good. Done. All right, so we have that. We'll figure out the dental alveolar thing as we get up to it. Okay, so at least that decision is done. We're going to have 4 nasal phonemes. All in. Okay. I think the next thing to do is go to the stops. Okay, so we're going to have ejective and non-ejective?
You know what? That's what people want, so I say yes, we can. I took away Jonathan's glottals and uvulars, and so we're gonna do it.
All right. Hmm?
I won't say the word that very nearly came out of my mouth. I don't want to get us kicked off YouTube.
Okay, well...
Yeah, this is great.
So let's back up a little bit. So obviously we have four nasal phonemes in 4 places of articulation, and or at least, we'll figure out the dental alveolar thing, but that includes the palatal region. Seems a little odd to have a palatal nasal phoneme, nasal stop without an oral stop.
No, that makes total sense. I 100% agree with that. It's the ejective half of that I'm like, oh, like I can, on good days, do a regular palatal stop.
Yeah, and yeah.
Perfect. Good job.
And then let's also remember we're dealing with proto sounds right now.
I know.
So they may. Yeah. All right, we know what we're talking about. Okay, cool.
Also, somebody, and now I can't remember who. Somebody was like, they're the mice. Oh, Applesauce Project. The mice are bureaucrats. Every phoneme in every place. Oh my gosh.
It seems like the type of thing where they would say, like, they discovered all these sounds are an official part of the language. It's like, oh, well, which words have this sound? It was like, well, we don't have any.
So now the velar column is blocked by the camera view.
Yeah, it is.
And so, oh, well, Dark Horse, interesting. So Dark Horse was saying, what about pre-aspiration? But that seems like it would make more sense if we had the H in a protoform, and then it eventually became pre-aspiration. Oh, you're going to cut off half of you?
I have been cut off the entire time, because I figured people were fine with that. But yeah, the velar column is covered up. You're just going to have to know it's there, but why don't I just do that for right now? That'll make it easier.
Because we're not going to do a lot of typing, and we can always scroll up to make sure the typing is visible. Yeah.
Okay, so just as a reminder, since we're doing injectives, injectives are more likely at the velar and uvular regions and become less likely as you get closer to the lips. So an injective P is actually very rare, but not impossible. Not at all impossible. But it's like if you're talking about a naturalistic phonology, you could actually expect to see all of these guys and then no ejective P. That would be fine.
Totally works.
Yep.
Also, Applesauce Project was very kind and said that we're both so pretty that everyone wants to see us both. That's very kind.
Thank you. I really, really like people complimenting my appearance all the time. So just keep that in mind moving forward. Okay. Okay, so now the next question that we have to do is voicing. Do we want to leave it at this and maybe develop voiced sounds? Okay, got it. All right. Another thing I will mention sometimes is that B is more likely than P. So sometimes, like, you could see, like, these being, voiceless and ejective, and then this being, like, voiced voiceless. That wouldn't be. Or voiced ejective. Anyway. Noel says kill, but that one's my favorite.
That one's my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
God, you heard me try to do it. It's
really? It's for me, it's like the easiest one. But
you know, cookie. But if you give a mouse a cookie.
Right. That really caught me off guard. But but no, like I said, like it's not unusual to not have an ejective at the labial region. So if you want to get rid of it,
no, like historically we can do things, or we can keep it. We're gonna see what happens. For now, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, but like,
and if I can't say it, then you know what? There's gonna be the like forest mice versus the city mice, and it's fine. And I will, of course, be the forest mouse, the rural mouse that does not live with a lot of other mice, because, of course, a mouse city is going to be much different from what a human city would be. So
the holler mouse.
I will be the holler mouse, and our ejectives are not so ejective-y. And that happens. And it's okay. So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, okay. But so we can keep it for the time being, but like I said, I was totally fine with getting rid of it. All right. Let us move on to the fricatives. So thus far, we don't have a voicing distinction, at least at the phonemic level. Fricatives.
Just 1 second. I was reading. Accent shaming got so bad, Jessie got ejected from the Mouse City.
You just did two. You just did two bilabial ejectives.
It's not consistent. That's the problem. Okay. All right. So we're deciding on fricatives.
Yes. And we're just deciding on, I guess, places of articulation for fricatives. We can deal with manner, that is, whether to have ejective fricatives. We can do that later. But let's just do place of articulation.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably gonna have an S.
Probably. I'm actually okay. I mean, like I do want dental at some point, just because I really like those sounds. But at the protoform, I'm feeling labial, alveolar, and velar fricatives. Like,
Okay.
Did you just do the opposite shoulder tap from the 1990s?
No.
No.
Not. Sorry. Okay. So let's do that for the time being. And then voicing.
Dark Horse wants you to make a chipmunky click tisk noise.
We do lots of those.
I say FSZX.
All right.
Now you decide whether you want the Z.
No.
There we go.
I gotta say,
Not used to doing a live stream without AirPods in, and I keep checking like where they are.
yeah. I gotta say, I want to keep one of these.
I want to keep the F. Because with those epic front teeth, they have to have an F.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on if it should be labiodental versus bilabial, and totally anybody who has mouse biology knowledge, go ahead and throw in your 2 cents about labiodental versus bilabial for the fricative.
Okay, with my knowledge of just knowing what they look like, I'm saying labiodental, and I'm very curious to know if someone who has actual mouse like knowledge. Well, Noelle says definitely labiodental. That's what I'm feeling too. Chris says bidental, which is actually, I feel like, a potential possibility. But I don't think it would create enough friction. I don't know. I feel like it would be more likely to be the dental instead of bidental.
Yeah, everybody's saying labiodental. All right, let's stick with that. Let's stick with that. Okay.
Jessie of the tree mice.
Okay, so now let's jump to 2 other questions that are somewhat related. First, ejective fricatives. It's a possibility. And then, should we add an affricate anywhere?
There are definitely people saying the TS affricate feels very mousy.
Yeah.
And so TS, especially given our current phonology.
Okay, so then we would have
would
TS,
make sense.
TS and a TS affricate. Do we also want S and TS affricate and a TS ejective? So we gotta have that. Do we also want S and S ejective?
Can you do the TS ejective versus the S ejective?
So, tsaka, that's TS, versus tsaka,
And then the T ejective?
tsaka,
Okay, do all three again.
tsaka, tsaka, tsaka.
I mean, we can start with both, but I think the TS and S ejective are going to merge historically. So, I mean, we can start with both. I don't
so
feel
too.
like they're going to be preserved.
I think so too, and so what I'm wondering is I'm looking ahead. Let's say that we had a proto-TS ejective and a proto-S ejective, and ultimately these merged. Is there anything we could do in the sound changes that would make that interesting or even worthwhile? Or would it end up just being a kind of notational variant of only having one versus the other? Well, maybe spelling. Spelling, that would be... I'm trying to think.
I wonder if there could be something about, like, the TS ejectives are preserved in front of back vowels only, and then the S ejectives appear everywhere else, and so you could get
Okay, so
some sort of vowel distinction where what comes up next is actually whether it's preserved or like very specific.
Yeah. Okay.
What comes before it could affect it.
So this is what I'm hearing. You have a potential idea. Because like right now we don't need to actually have an idea. But if you have a potential idea, it's worth doing for the time being. Juniper Berry also had an idea, being that TS could ultimately go to theta, whereas the S wouldn't.
Oh.
And so like you could have a kind of like situation where it's like TS and TS ejective go to theta, theta ejective. And then S ejective goes to TS ejective, and so it's kind of like that could be cool.
Like a great vowel shift, but for the mouse consonants. I like that.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. Perfect. And then don't necessarily need to have an F ejective, but it might be un.
Okay. Wow. Nikai says dope. I think that's maybe about the F adjective, but it may be about the past conversation. Oh my gosh. Oh, Noelle says, what about PF adjective?
Doing the affricate?
Did you see how I was? Oh my gosh. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Mate says F adjective is pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
So
somebody had suggested PF affricate. If you throw in a PF affricate, you have to start asking questions. Is there going to be a K affricate, maybe a ch affricate?
If we had those sounds, maybe, but we don't have those sounds. We don't have the fricatives. How likely is it to have a fricative, an affricate, where you don't even have the fricative on its own in the language?
I mean, it happens. Okay. It happens a lot with ch. Prime example, Spanish.
Fair point.
But I'm just not feeling either or
Yeah.
Doesn't feel very mousy.
Right.
Okay. I do want to return to a comment. I don't know who. That's right, Veronica. We both actually exist. And it happens.
What about having PS as an affricate?
No. Okay. I like the idea, though. And I like the idea of especially PS sequences. So let's hang on to that. I think that could be a part of this language. I think it could be a fun part of this language. I want to return to a comment. I don't know who made the comment, but somebody had mentioned they would like to see an actual lateral fricative phoneme. and I am not opposed to that. And I know that Jessie really likes lateral fricatives and is very good at pronouncing them, correct?
We're going to see how fast that chair can fall over. Yeah.
Veronica loves lateral fricatives. Logan says lateral fricatives are awesome. Jonathan saying, what about kla and k'a? Wait. K'a, k'a, k'a. So you could have a word like klana and k'ana.
Y'all are killing me. Do you remember how I said the next language I wanted to be able to pronounce?
Yeah.
And y'all are already
I know.
killing that.
No, we gotta, okay, look. Next language, whatever it is, if it's the dog language, I could see that, you know. That's Dogish, yeah.
In my head. Okay, so Truman State, where I went for undergrad.
Oh, the Bulldogs.
We were the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And that song, Who Let the Dogs Out, came out while I was in undergrad. And so during homecoming week, they would blast it from the outside of the student center audio system. They would just blast that song. And so what you just did made me think of that song, which then takes me right back to undergrad. Okay, so listen. People are really excited about lateral fricatives. Juniper, though, asks an excellent question.
Yeah.
Are they actually mousy? And I just don't think they are.
I don't think so either.
They were possumy. They can be doggy.
Yeah.
Doggy.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work as well just because...
No.
I think of doggy as like the cutesy name for a dog, so it's very nounish. It's possumy is very much an actual adjective.
But also
that didn't work for me.
Well,
doggy-y.
Another way of putting it is that hla is very doggy style.
I can't even. Okay, Minnie agrees, and that's all I needed. Thank you, Minnie. Dog-esque. Doggone, yes.
Dogly.
Yes.
He barked dogly. Look at all
Nice.
Okay.
Probably not Dark Horse.
Wait, I don't know. I mean, maybe you should give it a shot. I think everybody wants to hear. We'll be right back again.
You're leaving me at
yes,
that
I'm
moment.
Leaving again. Go ahead, chipmunk sounds, go.
I can't even in my head hear what you were doing, so that doesn't even work. I don't know what I'm imitating. I gotta move my water bottles around here. Barkish. Oh, that's good. Well, Scott, dental fricatives, I don't know. I could see a good kind of mouse dental fricative. So, yeah. Okay. I know, Tungi, right? Like, you just never know. You never know what's going to happen with David. Oh, thank you, Miles. Please do that. Well, I can do no, that would be an actual tisk. Yeah, sorry, I can't even hear it in my head. This is what happens when I try to sing songs from memory. Like, you know a song and you know it really well, and then you're like trying to sing it, and all of a sudden you're like, I can't do it without the music, and that's what's happening right now.
All right.
Well, Tungi, I think, tones are on the table, so I think we're still getting, oh my, wow.
Like it?
Is this for the mice specifically? Because my mice are going to have little scarves.
I just thought, they're very cute. I've seen the way that you do mice. I thought I would fancy it up, Add an extra level of fans. Okay.
So let's talk approximants.
Okay.
Or wait, are we good on the fricatives? We're good on the fricatives.
Yes, we're good on the fricatives.
David is fabulous. Fetching accessory.
Oh, Fievel. Oh my goodness.
I like
Yeah, we're gonna have to be doing that a lot. Somewhere out there.
Yes, beneath the same dark sky.
Beneath the same blue sky. Is it blue or dark?
I thought it was dark because they're at the moon.
When we'll be together somewhere out there, out where dreams. Finish it.
Come true.
Oh man.
Okay.
Nice dark horse. Okay, like we could go simple on this. We could go hardcore simple on this and do la ra, or we could just say this isn't gonna have a ra anywhere. They'll all be las. What do you think?
Interesting. So I feel like I had also seen what did it? Oh, clicks and trills instead of fricatives. Well, we're having fricatives.
Yeah, clicks. I'm not ready to do for this project because it's it's forward facing. It's forward facing.
All right, so we're getting a little bit of both because Miles is like both. Kobe's like no R. Applesauce Project says a flat, but Matei says all L.
What if mice and rats spoke the same language at one point, and then the rats developed the R, and the mice developed the L? Like the difference between Maori and Hawaiian.
Right.
Maori has the R, Hawaiian has the L.
I mean,
Hawaiian mice.
Oh, aloha. They have to have the L then. So, but proto, is it going to be a proto L, or is it going to be a proto flap that turns into an L?
Oh, it would be better if the proto sound, given the animosity between the mice and the rats, if the proto sound was neither of them. And they were all like, ours is the real one, the old one. And then
so what would it start as then? Start as the full trill? Get reduced in becoming a flap, and then eventually...
Let's just start hitting hotkeys and see what happens. What else we got here about that? Well, wait.
You should do the upside down, yeah. Oh. Wait, would it have started as the approximate R? Oh my gosh, doing full-on American R in the Protoform?
Yeah. Oh my god, and the post-vocalic one can turn into something else.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Now, do we need to make a note? Or we're going to remember this, right? We're going to remember that we want... No. What am I saying?
Every time we say that, we know that we're not. Okay. So new document, brand new document. What do you want to do with notes?
Oh, because... Sorry, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was seriously starting to make an actual note in my note to be like, this is what we wanted from mouse language. Because sometimes we forget to go back and check.
Right. No, so do we want to just have a notes section?
I mean, that's what we've been doing. We're going to remember to check, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's write a note to remember to check. Got it.
I know, Graham. You know us too well, Graham. Yes, but I feel like, okay, here's where I think sometimes things go wrong.
Okay.
The note section is on like page 2.
Okay.
Where we need the note section to be is in the relevant section where we need to do it. So like we almost need a note section for every idea we have that's going to be a part of the language in the section where we're going to end up typing it.
Okay.
And so like down in the, phonological area, I know, Tungi, right? Like, note to self. Read the notes that you already took.
We could have an official note color.
And so that way we type it in, but it's in yes. And obviously, LangTime Studio is very green.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so here, we'll put it here for now. Okay, and then... we need not a green like that, maybe a darker green.
I like the Crayon color picker. It's like choosing from a box of crayons.
Yeah, it is. I mean, first of all, those are colored pencils, but
Whatever. But it's fun.
moss or clover?
Clover.
All right.
See, it's fun.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. All right. Okay, so.
And I, by the way, had to train myself to say crayon because otherwise people get confused because in my dialect it's a crown and they're like, oh my god, a what?
I mean, I think that one's pretty widespread.
You would think.
Hmm.
But it's not widespread where I teach.
Huh. Really?
And so people are like, a what?
Hmm. Do
They say crayon.
They say crayon?
Yeah, like cranberry, crayon.
Oh, I always.
And I say crown.
Yeah, I always say crown too. And then I think what you're supposed to say is like crayon. But
Crayon.
how are you even supposed to pronounce that? Like, how would the dictionary say, like, well, this is how we think this is pronounced? Actually, can we pull that up?
I'm pulling it up right now.
All right.
But George has the same thing I do.
Okay.
Okay, crayon and crayon are the two pronunciations they give.
Crayon.
Yeah, crayon and crayon. So basically making it 2 syllables.
There's a chance you're saying crayon the wrong way. But, like, oh, this is terrible.
However, okay,
Okay.
but look that the 3 pronunciation on Merriam-Webster's website are crayon, crayon, and crayon.
Wow.
It's not, crown is not one of the pronunciations that shows up
Weird.
like documented like that.
Weird, because no, that I would say most people I know say crown.
Oh, Vinin says I sound way different with a good mic. How, I wonder, oh, I need to go back and listen to me after this.
I mean, you know, what it's the same microphone. The thing is, it's just that
I'm not coming through a speaker.
Yeah, she's coming through my speakers here via FaceTime. But yeah, no, of course, like, you know, there's no beating, you know, let's be real here. Like, the production values are through the floor. All right. I don't know what I'm doing. I'll never forget the first time, like, I started, you know, my other YouTube channel, The Art of Language Invention, and somebody put in the comments, like, one of my first videos, or maybe it was on Reddit, and it was like, wow, the production values are really bad. I was expecting better. It's like, yeah, it's like, I know. I worked on Game of Thrones, but, like, I'm not them. I don't know this stuff. You couldn't even give me enough money and have me figure out what to do with it, because I don't know. I need somebody else to do it.
Okay, so Vinin, this is the mouse language. David is typing a note about that proto-R.
Okay, proto-R is going to become
L in some situations.
L. Well, L in the mouse language, R in the rat language. In the mouse language, R will surface as L. Well, let's do it as L in some circumstances, and at other times will, what do we want to say? Become vocalized, or.
Oh, you mean turned into like a vowel situation?
Yeah, isn't that what we meant, or were you thinking of something else?
No, that is what I meant, but what the wording vocalized, like that to me means that you actually say it, and it's like.
Oh, I believe that is the terminology that is used.
What about vocalicized?
No, but like, I think that's a term that's used for L when it drops, like, for example, in Polish, like post-vocalically. I think that's the term that's used.
That's interesting. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the idea is totally there. It was the wording that caught me off guard.
Maybe surfacing as W.
Minnie says what we need is a Game of Thrones budget and style dramatization of 2 people making a con lane. Yes.
It could become rhoticization on a previous vowel, which then simply changes the quality of the vowel, CF British English, and then maybe it will surface differently before different types of vowels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good.
And that's in a good location because we don't have to scroll all the way back to the notes pages to figure out. Veronica, that is a great question.
That is something that would happen though. Like if this were really Game of Thrones style, like what would happen? It'd be like, you know, I would die at some point, and then you would just LangTime Studio would just be all yours, and then like, you know, you'd become corrupt with too much power.
Well, obviously.
Right? And then you'd go to war with Bibleridian, and then like he would die mysteriously.
Enemy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like his cousin would claim the title of Bibleridian. And then he would be like even worse, but like he would, you know, employ his followers to do awful things, like something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's right, Graham. You get one more chance to make fun of my pronunciation.
Ooh.
And then...
Ooh.
And then...
Have I ever told you that sometimes pronunciation is a weird thing to me where it sounds like an irregular pronunciation of the word pronunciation?
Well, that's just bizarre.
No, I know. Like, it's like, obviously pronunciation is the correct one, but it's like, it sounds like somebody being folksy when they're trying to pronounce the word that's really pronounced pronunciation.
Why would it be uation?
Look, it's... I'm not defending it. I'm not defending it.
Pronunciation is more instead of pronunciation. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Okay. Yeah, George, you are right. Yeah, it is. It gets expensive real fast. Okay.
Yeah.
We figured out the alveolar approximate, but like we haven't discussed W and J.
Yeah. I always feel very uncomfortable with W and J because it's like you can just get them for free with vowels, you know, smashed up against one another.
Right.
You could have them as true phonemes, but then it's like they're weird phonemes, you know. So it's like
they're.
If we want to get inspiration from the language that was originally supposed to inspire this language, Njama absolutely has a W and J. They have W and J phonemes. The language does, and it did the thing. It did the thing. Like I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But the W and J phonemes in Njama, the ya became a zh before e, and the W became a va before o and u.
I mean, that could be an interesting development in terms of adding to the fricatives without having the sh, but having a zh.
It could be like a total fortition, and it could become zh in a lot of different places.
Right. So that could be fun.
That could be fun.
And you know I do like the zh.
You know I do too. Favorite phoneme. All right. You want to do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, cool.
Do we want to make a note that we want to do the WV?
Probably.
Yeah,
probably should make a note. Okay. Thought that we might have. Pull this up. We might have a glide fortition with. Originally it was proposed that they might have the same sound changes as Njama, but another thought is that they could become fully fortitious.
Fortified?
I mean,
fortitionized?
Sure.
Fortitionized?
Fortitionized. I like fully fortified. And just straight up become V and J in all places?
Potential.
In all, well, like, how do you say that? In all spots.
It was less about the wording, more about like whether they would straight up become that all the time, or whether it would be like in a lot more situations than it does in JAMA.
Okay, yeah. So another option
is the
that
middle ground.
It's somewhere between those two.
Yeah.
Got it. Polskis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nikai says, please also make a note of the earlier proposed great vowel shift, but for consonants with the STS theta.
Very good point, because absolutely we would have forgotten that. We have distinguished protophonemes.
Oh, and George points out that, as you're typing that, the WV alternation is super common and a great thing to have in a con accent.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely like that.
Oh, voiced by labial fricative for W, like in Latin. Did that happen in Latin? If it did, I was completely unaware of that fact until right now. So instead of que, you would say que. Well, that's probably a bad example. What are some other Latin words that have a little W in them? Faire? That's another bad example. Okay, look. Whatever. You just tell me.
You just...
Yeah, I got it. I'm typing my stuff. The idea is that objective S might...
Oh, Nikai, great. Yeah, the Veni Vidi Vici thing.
Des Veni Vidi Vici. So va. Wow. I always thought it was just a straight up W. Veni Vidi Vici. Might go to that, and then might go to yeah. Good. All right, got it. So thank you, Nikai, for reminding us how unbelievably terrible we are at remembering our ideas.
Somebody else pointed out that sometimes it's in all the disorganization that we have some really, really cool things happen.
True.
It's a creative process, people.
Okay. Do we want to do anything with these columns right here? Like, do we want to say that the T is actually a dental T from the start, or just say that it's alveolar? Which
would give it motivation for the TS becoming a theta.
Yeah, I mean, like, it could happen anyway, but maybe a little extra juice to that syrup. Does that track? I don't think it does.
I mean, I feel like with their... Because they're going to be smaller than the other animals anyway, and I feel like with their cute little anatomy, the dental T may make sense for them.
Okay. Are you? I mean, this is supposed to be easier for you to pronounce. Are you comfortable with that? So, like,
Time.
Woo! All right. Mm-hmm. That's good stuff right there. All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this could be fun. We'd have dental T, and then the TS becoming theta, and then the new alveolar affricate will actually be alveolar.
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay. This is going to be fun.
Hold on, we're doing 90s stuff. Let me do that right.
Whoa. That was perfect.
Okay.
There's like... so first of all, that was a reference to Blossom. Second of all, that was Joey Lawrence who did that. Mm-hmm. Third of all, in an episode of Blossom, they needed to have, like, the kids when they were younger. And Joey Lawrence's younger version was played by his little brother, Matt Lawrence.
Oh.
And at the end of the episode, they showed this, like, little... They sometimes showed outtakes from when they were filming. And one of the outtakes at the end of that episode was Joey trying to teach Matt how to say "whoa" correctly.
Oh.
And it was really cute.
That is cute.
Okay.
Okay, so are we going to say that we are pretty much done with our consonants?
I am ready to move on.
Then you know what we're ready to do?
Celebrate?
Yes, we are.
Where is the Kopiko?
Okay, so it's in this little cat bowl right here. Let me pull out, use this for the glasses, right? And then let's see what we get, because I know that you will not tolerate certain types of Kopiko.
I mean, I can do it for today if it's a special. Oh my gosh, oh, you did get a coffee.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, so yes, celebrating with a Kopiko break.
Oh my god, we can actually cheers.
Partner, cheers.
Yay! Oh, Tanguy has to go.
Oh, comment on dit? Comment on dit? Salut. How do you say? How do you say it? What do you say when you go away in French? You say like
goodbye.
Yeah, but how do you say that? Is it bonjour? No, bonjour. That's how you say hello.
Hello. But we're glad you were able to be here for as long as you were. Please throw that away for me, please.
Yeah,
Thank
you got it.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
I totally said it right.
Yeah.
With a Kopiko in my mouth.
Actually, that would probably be how somebody from your region would pronounce that. If there were Midwesterners or that spoke French. Bonsoir, mon ami.
If you scroll down, Applesauce Project is saying we didn't make a note, but we did.
About what?
That the TS would change. So there's a note there, Applesauce. Are you just saying make a note that the TS would go from dental to the S version of it being alveolar? Is that what people are saying?
Let's do that. Let's do that. As an addendum, the idea is that while the original TS, the original TS would be
dental.
The modern.
And Evan, yes, we are together at David's house.
There wouldn't be a modern TS non-adjective. Would be alveolar. All right, got that. Oh, Evan, hey, good to see ya. Okay.
I'm ready to tackle vowels.
So yeah, to catch you up.
Best done with a Kopiko in your mouth.
Yeah, to catch everybody up, yes. We're doing the mouse language. We just finished off with our proto-consonants. And Jessie is here because she is going on a week-long trip with a friend to a bunch of state parks, which sounds miserable to me, but I'm sure you're going to have lots of
I am so excited. Yeah, I think when I told David about the trip, his first reaction was like, by choice. Because we're going to be like hiking, and
yeah, like outdoors, like
yeah,
where the bugs live.
And that's why I have bug spray.
And where the dirt is, like,
which is why I have hiking boots. It's a whole thing.
I cannot wait to see pictures and think.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, but really though, do take pictures because I like seeing pictures, and so it'll be cool to see all of these neat places that I will never see because I just don't want to.
Well, I will definitely take pictures.
Well,
Bib got lost on the way to Yosemite once, and by the way, Bib, this weekend I'll be in Yosemite. So,
so Bib Floridian has been in my state, without my permission.
No, we haven't verified that. He got lost on the way to Yosemite, which means he may have been in Utah.
Oh, because he's European.
Right.
So he comes
Oregon,
over here. He's
Nevada.
Shows up in New York City. It's like, I was thinking of going to Yosemite tomorrow, and also the St. Louis Arch, and maybe Mount Rushmore. Can I do that in a car, or can I just take the train? You Europeans. Anyway.
So, Bib, I wasn't meaning to make fun of you. I was just pointing out he did not say that he was in...
You ready?
He did not say that he was in California. He said that he got lost on the way to Yosemite. Let's see. We're going to turn this into...
There we go. Ooh, yes.
It's totally going to work.
There you go.
I won't just tie a knot in my hair.
This is amazing. We were doing a 90s thing, but now this is becoming an 80s thing.
There we go.
Totally Madonna.
There we go.
Love it. Who had the prenasal raising? Was it me? Oh, and Europe is a wonderful country.
Excellent, Bib, as you should. There we go. Oh, it's falling out already, I think. But
no, it's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay.
This is how the fancy mice wear their scarves.
A traditional mouse head adornment.
It really is.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
That is exactly what we're doing, Latorius.
Oh, man.
We couldn't afford better equipment, but doggone it, we got some awesome green screen equipment.
This reminds me of the episode of Archer where their entire office is destroyed and they get money to be able to build it back. And so they walk in and it's like this gloriously upgraded office, and then it fizzles out because they just replaced the office exactly the way it looked, but they spent all the rest of the money on holograms to make it look like it had been fancily upgraded. And it only was going to run for like a few minutes.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Hey, speaking of which,
that's fine.
Australia.
Oh yes.
I want to throw this out here. Paul Frommer was invited to go on a tour of Australian universities giving talks about Na'vi. Paul Frommer, the creator of the Na'vi language for the Avatar films. And so he just got to go all around Australian universities and give talks. But me? I even know a professor who lives in Australia. And I can't get Apple One when it comes to invited talks. So, anyway, you got two people here who work in Hollywood creating languages, and that's not interesting to Australia. Come on! I want to go over there and see your gigantic spiders.
Not bitter at all. Okay, let's talk vowels.
Yes, let's do it. All right, so a lot of people in the
Logan asked which professor.
Lauren Gowan is now in Australia. But I will say this: I did have an invited talk. Lauren did get me an invited talk, but got me an invited talk when she was a professor at SOAS in London. So that was nice. But she's been trying for Australia. It's not working out. Anyway.
And Graham, yes, but it's spelled Gawne, I believe, is how her last name is spelled.
I just assumed that's how it was pronounced. If somebody actually knows, you could correct my pronunciation.
And George, now. Okay, yeah, George, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? And Kobe, yes, and so was I. I gave a talk there. Also, there's definitely a reason that they say SOAS and not what that stands for. But, interesting. Okay, go on. Okay, I did not know that. So I apologize. Lauren, go on.
Do you know what Okay, never mind.
What?
Go on. Sometimes whenever... Because I should probably turn off my notifications because it'll make noise that people can hear.
Yeah.
And I forgot about that.
Yeah.
For an hour. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Just having a looky-loo on your desktop there.
Sure.
Yep.
The open O or that backward C vowel in IPA. I also cannot consistently pronounce that outside of where it just naturally occurs in my dialect in terms of like before R's or in, very specific words. But when I try to put it into words that I use an ah for instead, I have to like really, really think about it. And one of the only ways that I can channel it is to say coffee.
So, Minnie, by the way, if you ever want to give a talk in like my apartment living room in Madison, Wisconsin, I have running water and air conditioning. You know who else? You know who else is in Wisconsin? You know who else is in Wisconsin? George Corley, William Annis, David Sallow. How have none of you gotten me an invited talk in Wisconsin? Don't think that I haven't thought about that. I want to try that cheese. Anyway.
Oh, I have had Wisconsin cheese, and believe you me, it is delicious.
Oh, bet you have. I just want to go there more.
Okay, let's talk vowels.
Yeah, vowels. Okay, so again, there's a little bit of a unnatural constraint on here, which is that we don't want to go nuts with the vowels, trying to make distinctions that people are not going to get. So that won't be clear. So for example, like having a full A versus E phoneme probably won't work unless we spell it EI, but then it's like you cut down on your choices. So it's like you can get away with that with EI, right? You can Romanize it that way and someone will get it. But then that means you're not going to have vowel hiatus, so you're probably going to steer clear of having vowels next to each other, right? If you wanted to distinguish A from A, you know? You could also do something like Romanize one of them, put like a grave accent, a grave accent over an E for E. But that means then you won't be using it for tone, right? And at the moment, we want to keep the idea that this could be a registered tone language as a possibility. So anyway, just keep that in mind as we're looking at our vowels. Because it's forward-facing, because we want people to be able to figure out how to pronounce it or get close to it, we're adding that unnatural constraint on the phonology. So apologies. We could do much more interesting things than we might end up doing. Anyway, so vowels.
Well, people are requesting that the central vowels be there, at least in the protoform. Jonathan really wants that rounded high front vowel.
Really?
Evan, I see you tagged me, but in a different comment.
Can we have tense and lax vowels romanized with underdots?
Ooh.
No.
That would be doubtful.
No.
But tense and lax distinctions could also develop later as a allophonic thing in terms of like open versus closed syllable or something. So it's like we're not saying that we won't have the pronunciation in the language. It's just... Okay, for some reason I kind of... The more people say E should be in it, yeah, it does feel kind of mousy. Maybe it should be.
By the way, something that's difficult, because I'm guilty of this a lot. Let's say that you wanted an allophonic distinction, very simple one, and say that you had E and A in closed syllables and A and O in open syllables. Like, you can say that and you can make that decision. I have a hard time remembering to do it.
In
like,
actual pronunciation.
Yeah, like
without
actually
changing the spelling. Or
yeah,
whatever.
like actually doing it. And sometimes it will just feel right to do the exact opposite in both directions. And I'll end up doing that, and then it's like, well, what have we even done, you know?
We could anti-tapapa and only rounded vowels. And Miles, yeah, I totally got that was a joke, but I loved it.
That'll be the Swedish mice.
Yes. Oh my god, that's perfect. Okay. But also we could just say, you know what, yeah, they have A and E in free variation, and it depends on the mood. Kind of like, am I in an affix mood or an affix mood? I don't know. We're going to see what happens. I lean into my pronunciation, or as David would have me say it, pronunciation.
It's the proper way.
Okay, so Minnie says and U, but only with short, long, and extra long variants. I think I get what you're saying there. So, okay, do we want to lean into this business?
I think it should definitely be in the discussion. So let's
Leave it.
Let's start with it. It might be an idea to have it to like start with like a central high vowel and then have that migrate forward.
Okay.
So,
okay.
We could also like, I don't think I've ever actually done it, but we could do like the Greek French thing, where the old oo goes all the way front to u, and then something else replaces oo, and it was the same with Greek and French. So oo went to u, and then o went to oo.
Oh, the like diphthong.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's
That could be interesting.
It could be, and I think in order for that to work, we should just say, okay, we are going to have vowels next to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think I'm good with anyway, because I think we can get some interesting variants and historical things going on.
Okay, let's start sketching out what this is going to look like, just for starters. And don't worry, I know I'm deleting things. We can always re-add things.
I don't know. I don't think you can find those keys on your keyboard anymore.
Yeah. So the idea is that... Where'd they go? The keys, they're gone. Sorry. So the idea is we can start with this as the proto-state, and then this thing is going to jump all the way over here and become U, and then there's going to be combinations of vowels that are going to become other things. So like an OU is going to move up to here. So if we were going to go that route, we should do it so that we don't forget it. We should also write up, here are the vowel combinations and here's what happens to them.
Yes. So
Okay.
that needs to be in green underneath our consonant notes.
Yeah.
And then eventually we'll formalize it into the actual historical section.
Yeah, and then we also need to remember, because I forget what the colors are. Like, hold on, I'm going to open up Ingala. Season 1 throwback.
Did you see all those notes?
Mm-hmm.
It's the light green.
Okay, so red means a protophoneme that's gone. Black is a protophoneme that is in the modern language, and green is a protophoneme. No, it's
a modern phoneme.
Modern phoneme
that came from something else.
Got it. Okay. Good. Okay. So
I see. Like actually, in the vowel chart, go ahead and put like the Y in green.
Right.
Added in. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let's just talk. Let's leave the midsection out. Low vowel. Do we want to do that basic one? The ah. Just a regular ah. Ta. Dana. That was the mouse saying something. Dana.
Sure.
No.
I don't know. I have no strong feelings about that one.
Okay.
Applesauce Project is saying ah instead of that. So in general, Minnie, if you have a nasal vowel, you're going to have an oral counterpart that matches it. That's the kind of general expectation. So if you do have a nasal schwa, then chances are you'd also have an oral schwa.
Okay, this is a really important question.
Uh-huh.
I want you to think about, like, we're going to go with, all right, we have a word.
Hey, that was my dog's name at one point.
What? Really?
Well, obviously you aren't checking the Discord pictures that I post in the pets channel.
No, I saw that.
That was Kana and Brownie.
That's how it's pronounced?
When we named our dog,
Wow.
that's how it was pronounced.
Okay. So, kana. Why is this so unnatural? It's just like the vowel in talk. This is a vowel in my language.
It really is.
Talk, kana. What's
Kana.
kana? It's hard because of this last one, because that's the thing. This should also be that. But anyway.
Kana.
Let's do kani. Connie? Connie? What's more mousy to you? Connie? Connie?
The second one.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm
All
so
right.
sorry.
Gone. Okay. We'll figure out the great vowel shift in a minute.
And for people who are asking, for our patrons, we have a Discord server, and so we also have in the server a channel for pictures of pets, and I can only post pictures from my childhood because I have no pets. Or I could post pictures of other people's pets just to be like, look, they're pets for somebody.
No, I've not read Watership Down. I've seen the animated film. Have you?
I've not seen or read.
Have you heard of it?
No.
Really? Watership Down is kind of famous. It's a book
I feel like at some point you're going to stop being surprised that I haven't heard of something that you think everybody should know.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of famous. So yeah, Watership Down is a book about these anthropomorphic rabbits that have a society, and it's like, but it's not like cute. It's really bloody and fighty.
Oh, those poor rabbits.
Yeah, they get after it. And like there's this main rabbit who's like just really weird. It's like he's seen some stuff and he can kind of see the future a little bit. Let's see. And there was a Netflix version? Huh.
And George hit us up.
What?
He's saying he wants to talk to us about Patreon stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Discord stuff. Patreon. Not Discord, sorry.
Got it. Yeah.
So hit us up.
Yeah, I actually like Game of Thrones, but rabbits is... that would have been a great way to pitch Game of Thrones. It's going to be like Watership Down, but with humans.
Okay. Are we gonna get back to the vowel system? Because I'm looking at the time, and by the time we type things up and
Yeah, I mean we're going pretty good, but let's talk about the mid vowels. Are we happy with just the two mid vowels? Do we want to try to do two different mid vowel phonemes? And even though I've asked you that question, let me tell you why we shouldn't. Okay. I'm thinking that if we're going to lean into the vowel combinations, we could end up with...
overkill.
I was thinking like something very Frenchy. So like we could actually end up with an AI becoming an and things like that. And...
So what you're saying is we can like make it happen in the modern form.
Yeah, and we can also we could also lean into having long vowels, or we could eliminate the actual length distinction from the long vowels and have it be a quality distinction.
That could be interesting.
Okay, cool. All right, let's... I think that we can actually do all of this. So I'm going to start typing this here, but I think we can delete it. I think we'll be able to actually finish this. So let's do all the combinations. Okay. And then...
I like how different we are in terms of how we would lay these out. 'Cause I would have made this into a table.
I just figured this would be easier. Or faster. Faster, not easier. I
don't know. In a table, you hit one tab, you're in the next cell.
Yeah. I'm starting to rethink how I'm doing this, but
you're committed now. Just make it happen.
I've gone too far.
Especially when we're like gonna have to put what you're gonna take out a tab. It's
know,
fine. It's fine.
I know. No, it's not
fine.
It's not fine. I know what you mean. It was my bad there. Okay, so
there's less space between the last two columns.
I know.
Okay, but I will stop being picky. Let's legit. What if IA became ya, but then the Y, if it was a proto-ya, would actually be a ja?
Okay, so then the sequence JIA becomes ja. Correct? Is that what you meant?
Because we had said that maybe the proto-J, the ya, would become ja in all situations.
Yes.
And so just straight up J-A would be ja.
Okay.
Oh, and what you're saying is if it were J-I-A, it would also be ja.
I don't know. That's what I was asking. But first, I do understand what you're saying. So yes, we can do that. But then if we go that route, then the question becomes, well, what happens to J-I-A?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Never mind.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's.
No.
Could you scroll down, please?
Yes. Wait.
Keep going. Probably there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say there. Minnie is saying maybe ja versus ja.
That's really pushing it. And this is not necessarily the final stage. This is just stage 1. We might need to break this over a couple of... Maybe we should have done a table.
I think, can't we... Do you want me to...
I'm going to do this. So this table needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 columns.
I'm going to do something, but I'm going to do it in another document, so if I screw it up, it doesn't affect you. But can't you turn text into a table?
I don't know.
They let you do that in Word.
Let's see what happens
Come
if you do
on,
this.
Pages.
Oh, nope.
See, this is why it's going to take a while. I swear I've done this before.
All right, Graham. I hope you're happy.
Why was he talking about it?
He was saying, like, don't give in to the sunk cost fallacy. That, yeah. So now we're doing it. Now we're doing it.
Insert table. No, it doesn't allow me that option. Oh, I think Pages got rid of that option.
Oh. Yeah, now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. Look at this. Look what I'm doing. We're just gonna... Hold on. Let me see if this will work. It does work.
Pages, I'm a little bit upset with you right now.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'll just let you... I should get back to comments so I know what people are saying.
Yeah. Somebody say something. Fill up this dead air.
I'm interested. Applesauce Project says copy to a plain text document and then paste the plain text into the table.
True, yeah. Could have done that. Could have done that.
I know, right, Light Vampire? It's like insert table, convert text to table is such an easy thing that Word can do. Why can't Pages do it? Do you want me to actually help? Thank you, Graham. You said something. I could have been of help, but now you're on the last one, so
yeah.
I'm going to pretend like I couldn't have helped you at all that whole time. Oh! O could get pulled up to ooh. Ow could get pulled to O. It's like, eh.
Okay, by the way, what I have done here is I prepared 3 stages. So, this is like the initial stage of what happens with these vowel combinations, and this will be the last stage of what happens with these vowel combinations.
We could also, by decide that certain combinations are inadmissible even in protoforms.
Yes.
For instance, like maybe diphthongs only go from back to front, they can't go front to back. those kinds of restrictions.
Yes.
So, or maybe diphthongs can only raise, they can't lower. So like I is permissible, but yeah is not.
Yes.
So those are all things that we could do to mitigate what could be some crazy sound changes to apply.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many.
I know.
What are you feeling?
I kind of want to just play with things a little bit and just see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want to give it a shot. One of
Who am I to deny your dreams when you're the first name on this document?
one thing that we could do is say that something like this and this will merge.
Right.
That could be an easy thing to do. So, and similar ones would merge. So, let's try that out. Let's just do that, and then let's do this. You can say both of these go to O. That is very French, very French. And then these could merge into this.
I do like oi. So that's good.
Yes.
Okay, what if you merged A with I?
I'm sorry. Please do continue to remind me about the scrolling. What if we merged what?
The A and I diphthong across the board.
Right, like that?
Mm-hmm.
Is there, I think this is going to stay for the time being.
Yeah. Okay, what about then the ui and ue?
Well, I want to leave those aside for the moment, because we need to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
We need to figure that out.
Same with the yo and u.
But yeah, this can both become A. And then we have these guys down here. So this will be something different.
Sure.
Could merge this and this, and this and this.
Yeah.
Another option is for this to become something like this, and this will become something like that. And then for these to raise. So that becomes that, and that becomes that. That's one option.
Okay.
Do you like that? Because
Could
also merge them.
Like I feel less comfortable with ea and ua merging into one diphthong, and so I like having a separate journey for them.
Okay. I like that.
And I feel like that could be supported. Yeah. So we're gonna end up with a lot of a and o in this language.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So these guys, we could do the ya thing, the ya and the wa thing. We could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a late stage. So then this will become. And then Okay. And then we really have the fortition there. So now it's just a matter of what happens with this. What do we do? Oh, yeah, these and these.
Yeah.
E. These. This could be another source of E.
Ooh. Oh, E, yes.
Yeah. We. And this could be, I mean, this is what happened in French.
I actually like that. We, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then,
somebody had asked about what about the epsilon, and in this version, as you can see, we currently don't have one.
yeah, we don't have it just yet. We'll get there. We'll think about it. This made sense in parallel with this.
Yeah.
Okay. And now for the long vowels, are they going to have a change in quality? And let's leave open the possibility that the quality could change depending on what comes before it.
Can you give an example? How would we change it based on what comes before it? My brain is just like not coming up with a good example.
Maybe like with ah, it could become a plain ah, ah, da. But maybe in front of a cha, become cha.
Okay.
Cha. And maybe for a K, or it could become a ko. Ka. No, ka. So ka becomes ka, becomes ko. Maybe, or maybe not.
I'm not feeling that one.
No, okay.
Now having
The palatal one made sense, but
having a short, like a regular length becoming just something versus the long becoming something. Like I'm on board with saying like the short versus the long can become different things.
Okay.
It's the environment that I'm not feeling a consonant that would change it that much.
Okay, so shall we say that the long vowels are strong?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the short vowels will move.
Okay. Now, so let's do these. That will be obvious. Well, here, remember we're having oo go to e. Should we have oo go to e as well? Long one.
Wait, are we gonna have a in the middle form? You mean?
Yeah.
Oo goes to e, goes to e. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's happening everywhere, ultimately. But it's not happening, I mean, I guess technically it could be happening here, ui. But it's not becoming that crazy, upside down, the ri consonant.
Right.
Coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just for the sake of consistency, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. On the other hand, maybe it does that when it's the first element, but not the second.
But not the second.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Oh, and then Kobe had asked about what if long vowels have some sort of like falling or rising tones. And actually, okay, so Jonathan, I see that you don't buy yue going to way, but I think it's actually a good middle step, whether it's a back or a front. Because one wonderful thing about the W is that it has sort of like dual articulation. because it's both bilabial and velar, which means whether it's the back oo or the front e, either way you get that rounding, you get the lips involved, you can get the back of the tongue involved. So either which way, it makes a great middleman to get to the way modern form.
Yeah, I think we're okay there. So Evan had pointed out, he thought maybe this is a little strange. Eu becoming e, but you becoming you. And I was thinking like, maybe it happens. Well, this.
If the IU became U in the middle stage, it would block it from becoming E in the final stage.
Yeah. So we could say it just happens a step early.
If that happens a step early, though, do we want to go to the U side and say the W's happen a step early as well?
Yeah, I think we do.
Oh, not with that border, we don't.
No, we don't. Don't worry.
So then we lose. So
yeah.
Was it Kobe who didn't? Or
Yeah.
Jonathan? Jonathan, we're losing that step anyway, so
Yep.
we're good.
Yeah. That works. I think the other step. I think the other one worked as well, but I think this works.
Miles is campaigning for an U vowel. That's right, Minnie. Not in my house with that border. It's not my house, but that's okay.
Oh, I don't know. I was holding off on these last two because I was thinking there's an outside chance they become E and U, respectively.
Say essentially are kind of getting stronger.
It's almost like they're becoming they're getting polarized. So it's going from A to A. It's almost like there's a hidden fourth stage in between the two, where A is becoming A, and then A becomes E. Same thing with O becoming O, and then O becoming U. What do you think?
What if we just drop that middle stage of the long A and O, and they were never lengthened, they were diphthongized?
Yeah. Look at
Because
that.
then it would make sense.
Then it would. All right. Okay. Anything we want to revisit?
Whew. Whew.
Yeah, I know.
And Juniper is saying with proto-eu and ue, it seems to really want to go to u since e is already in. Of course you're about to say that, Minnie, because we've already established that you're my mini-me. And thank you, Miles. I agree, it's a better idea. But there are definitely languages that have the e, but they do not have the u form. And so, like, it's not a necessity.
Okay. Oi. So let's see. Oi, oi, oi. I could see it, but I could also just see if they really lean into the oi, 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 oi. You can go either way. You can go either way. That's what I was feeling.
Go either way. And Noelle is saying, yeah, like it would be really cool, but this is good. I don't know. I'm kind of digging it for now. Like I feel like at some point we're gonna walk into a mind trap and be like, oh, we should have considered that. Do we want to make this table like one extra column just to show what happens to the monophthongs? Or are the monophthongs too hard because it'll depend on their environment?
It will.
Okay.
We should probably have
Because we're saying these are environment
yes.
independent
Yes.
to the sense that these changes are going to happen to these diphthongs no matter what. The monophthong variations, they are going to be context or environment dependent.
David, I want to acknowledge what you're saying, but it's like, what does it matter? They're just going to get lost in the end. So whether it merges at this stage, it's really the last stage that is important. So they're merging anyway. So let's go ahead and at least add this. What color was that?
It was green. It was that green, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we know that that's happening.
And then I don't think we're going to have any red ones, right? Because we're keeping all of them some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Even if their monoplong version changes.
Yes.
So that's all we need to add.
Yeah, all right.
This is going to be the first time that we don't actually kill a vowel from our proto-language.
Yeah.
We're going to shift the bejesus out of our vowels, but we're not killing any.
Yeah. So let's start a new.
Scroll up again, please.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. So let's start a new one. I'm gonna delete all of these and then add. Okay, so E, A, U, O, A. And we'll just we'll make these instead of stages, they'll be environments.
Okay.
So what is the first environment where we think something will happen to something?
I mean, my first thing is closed versus open syllable.
Okay. Does it matter what?
And then I think it probably does matter what is closing the syllable.
And then stress.
Right. So open, stress, unstressed.
We could. It depends what direction we want to go with this. So we could develop tone from the codas. We could just say that it has inherent high-low, and then see what happens after that.
Okay.
And then we wouldn't have to worry about stress. I mean, let's make a top-level decision right now. Yes or no on register tone?
Yes.
High-low?
Yes.
Okay. I am at least. I was about to say I was at least moderately comfortable with just saying that it was there from the beginning, but maybe I'm not.
What
Hashtag in the zone.
Tone is in the zone, yes. And many, yes, that would be. Vowel quality could definitely be affected by ejectives. Because I feel like there's a lot we could do with those diphthong changes, leaving tone traces. I feel like there's a lot we could do with, the onsets of syllables.
We might have to do like 1 or 2 episodes devoted entirely to figuring out this tone system.
We probably will. It's not going to be easy.
No. Also, we have 6 minutes and we don't have a poll.
Oh, shnikes.
Yeah.
And George, yeah. I mean, you can definitely keep ejectives and with tonogenesis, but I definitely also see what you're saying. So yeah, I think next week we need to pick up with the idea of tone and how we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
This week, we need something to vote about in this week. And we're at a stage where it's going to be really hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Dark Horse has asked, something in the poll about codas.
Oh, that's something that we could do.
Right? What could be allowed?
Yeah, like allowable codas. And one option could be everything, and that ultimately we get rid of them, like we use them for something.
Right.
But that's I think a really easy and a really good one, and it'll help us come to that decision. So we'll do all codas, like only nasal codas. Let's see what else we got. So yeah, all codas, only nasal, and like it could only be that one.
We could also say no ejectives as codas.
Yes, and maybe like only dental backwards as codas.
There's so many variations, but yeah, this is a good. I like this.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. That will be what the poll will be, the very first poll, and that will help lead us into a discussion of how we are going to affect tone in this language. Yes.
I like that.
Okay. Cool.
And Minnie, can you write up the question that you had? Because I think it kind of came out in 3 different comments. And like email it to us or something. So that way we have that in a place where we keep questions. That would be great.
Look at Noel absolutely roasting us. Paul, will this language's name end in ah too? Jeez.
Snap.
My goodness.
Jonathan says, poll whether to veto Jessie's elimination of uvulars. Woo! But thank you, Minnie. That would be a great help.
Yeah.
Because I know I saw parts of it, but then I other comments got in the way, so that'll be great help to have it all in one place. Okay. Well, then that means we're at a good... There is approximately a 1/5 chance that the name's going to end in A. But actually less, because if we keep codas in modern forms, it could end in a coda.
Yeah.
Could work.
Could end in a nice hard nya. I think that would be nice. Would you like it if the name of the language ended in nya?
That would actually be kind of fun.
Gibany.
Oh, that's cute. Okay. It's gonna have a coda, so we got to keep some codas.
Oh God, Lang names should have no vowels other than e. You should. There's a Sonata Arctica album. I think it's their last full album, but they named it after a Finnish word for like midwinter that has just a whole mess of very difficult vowels because they thought it would be hilarious. So like nobody other than Finns would be able to pronounce it. It's something like Judy or something like that. Anyway. Yeah, that's the name of the cat, like.
First word is how I pronounce crayon, except it won't be because we're getting rid of the R. Snap.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are so excited to have had so many of you tuning in for this live stream. Season 3 is off to, I think, a wonderful start. And next week we'll tackle what we're going to do in terms of ideas for how to incorporate tone. So we're in a good place.
Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you after a week of you being, California fried.
I know, I may be a giant lobster at that point. And Bibluridian wants to know if any other rodents besides mice and rats speak this language.
Oh, I mean, there are so many possibilities in the Rodentia family. Mm.
So dialects
potential.
Galore.
There's potential.
All right, well, we have to leave, but Stay grammar, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.